Hey everybody, welcome back to Phoenix Wright versus Professor Layton. And seems like they both need each other's help to get out of this weird storybook nightmare. I don't know why they would be at odds, but guess we'll find out. So from the looks of it, Espella actually lives in the bakery. The scent of that delicious, freshly baked bread filled the entire bakery. Wouldn't mind living there myself. But the bakers that worked there seemed a bit different from the rest of the people in the town. Their mannerisms and the way they dressed, it looked like they were from our time period. Isn't that right, Professor? Alright. First I gotta look for hit coins. There we go. Pots with lids. What's inside? They probably don't want you to find out. Large variety of bread. I would hope a bakery would have a large variety of bread. Aha, there's the last one. Okay, now I can talk to him. What's the matter, Miss Faye? It's these loaves of bread, and after I'd arranged them all so nicely, too. Grr, it's all Nick's fault. His pounding messed up everything. Me? But I was only kneading the dough. What am I gonna do? I have to fix this before the boss gets back. That is most unfortunate. Perhaps we can lend you a helping hand. Really? Thanks a lot. You'd be doing me the biggest favor in the world. Maya, you could try to show a little restraint sometimes, you know? Not at all. Helping those in need is the duty of any true gentleman. Not only that, but if we all chip in and help, we'll soon have it all sorted out. Totally. We should all help each other out in times of need, right? It's puzzle time. We're thrown into disarray by someone's pounding. In the process, it seems an extra loaf managed to find its way among the bunch. Find the extra loaf. Okay. I'm guessing it's the one that... Notice they've got numbers on them. Just calm down a minute. I'm trying to arrange these loaves here so I can see. I'm thinking it would probably be either this one or this one. Because there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of just the regular purple, and 1, 2, 3, 4 of just the regular orange, and 1 of purple and of orange. I would guess this. This is just my... I don't know if I should waste any hints on this, because it seems fairly obvious once you look at them all. 2 of the loaves are topped with marmalade and scored with 3 parallel lines. Yeah. Topped with grape jam. Which one is the... Final 3 lows. Scored twice towards the top right. If I'm reading it right, I think it's this one.
Don't worry. Leave this one to me.
Oh, come on.
Hey? This can't be right.
I guess you have to use the top screen. Yeah, these two are right. That one's obviously right. Oh wait, that one's right. This is the one. Alright.
See what you think of this.
Oh, I was close.
Professor! I did it!
That's using your loaf. Perfect. That's exactly how they were before. Thank you so much. Yeah, thanks. You really saved my bacon. It's no more than any young English gentleman would do. You said English. What is that? I've never heard that before. Hey, Maya, the boss is back. Hello, everyone. I was just wondering about what the commotion was all about. I see you're back, Espella. Welcome home, Aunt Patty. Were Maya and Phoenix doing a proper job of minding the shop while I was gone? Well, of course we did. Naturally, you know you can count on us. They may be calling her boss, but she seems like such a warm and friendly person. She certainly does, Luke. She has a heartwarming smile, too. Oh, such flattery. You're just trying to make me blush. By the way, Espella, are these two gentlemen customers of ours? These two are friends of mine. They kindly helped me out once in the past. I was so happy to see them again that I invited them here. Pleased to meet you, ma'am. My name's Herschel Layton. And I'm Luke Triton, the professor's apprentice. Is that so? Seems that Espella is indebted to you both, so it's certainly a pleasure to meet you. As a thank you from me for helping Espella, please feel free to stay as long as you like. We just happen to have an empty room that you're welcome to use if you wish. Thank you for your kind offer, madam. Oh yes, I imagine you must both be feeling hungry. Well, actually, I'm more than a little peckish. Oh, you don't say. Well, in that case, let me offer you something special. My very own creation. Aha, wonderful. And that face baked on the surface. A masterpiece. Yes, I'm proud of it. I use a secret technique to make it extra fluffy. Only the best for our special guests. This is great. Still, we don't have a whole lot else to offer. Only bread. Only bread? I mean... Hey, Espella, shouldn't you show our guests to the room? Just forget the bread. Forget the bread? I mean... Mr. Layton can loot. Let's go upstairs now. It's about to get violent. Huh? What's going on? Just trust me, come on. Only bread? Forget the bread? What kind of attitude is that? You expect to be full-forged bakers? What kind of half-baked attitude is that? I, didn't expect that. I'm sorry, she's usually so kind and gentle. But when it comes to bread, I suppose it shows how dedicated she is to her craft. I guess it must be fun to live with such a lively place, though. Yes, it is. It's thanks to them that I enjoy living here as much as I do. Miss Claire is always so cheerful and kind to me. And Maya and Mr. Wright are so energetic, and Maya especially. Certainly an interesting group, particularly those two. But Espella, what about your family? It's a bit complicated. Sorry, I didn't mean to pry. Ah, Eve. What's the matter, Eve? Are you hungry? Sorry, it's my cat. It must be supper time. Oh, I see. Please, go ahead. Don't mind us. So, Espella has a pet cat. Its name is Eve, huh? A finely groomed black cat, I must say. I'm sure Espella takes excellent care of it. Such a cute cat. So well behaved and clever, too. Thank you. Eve is a real friend. Oh, I'm sorry to have kept you waiting. Mr. Layton, you wanted to ask me something, didn't you? What was it you wanted to know? Well, there are a few things. Perhaps I'd better ask them one at a time. It may take a little while if you spare the time. Yes, of course. Anything I can do to help. Thank you, Espella. Well then, first off, what the hell is going on here? Why am I in a frickin' book? What I want to ask Espella about is... Could you tell us what happened? Between the time that we were separated in London and you returning to Labyrinthia? You said you can't clearly recall what happened to you, is that right? No, I can't. When I came to, I was back here in Labyrinthia. I can remember everything up until I boarded that cargo ship. But after that, I can't seem to remember how I got back here. Seems the townsfolk don't have any notice that I've been away, or didn't even notice that I've been away. I almost thought the whole thing must have just been a dream. Until the two of you appeared here in Labyrinthia. Seems I wasn't dreaming after all. Yes, indeed. It all really did happen. You came into my office, and then the witch came for you. So does that mean the witch brought Espella back to Labyrinthia? Well, I suppose so, but why was I in London in the first place? Yeah. And why did I meet you two gentlemen? Why was the witch after me? I just can't seem to remember why. Espella, you and Carmine were running away from witches, weren't you? Carmine? Do you mean to say that you don't remember being in London with Carmine? Carmine took you with him and tried to escape from this town. Carmine took me with him and tried to escape? I'm sorry, I don't have a vague memory of Carmine, but why was I in London? I just can't seem to remember. Do you remember this letter, Espella? A letter? Yes, Carmine gave you this letter and instructed you bring it to me. You followed his advice and brought it to me in my office. That letter, can I take a closer look at it? Yes, of course. Do you remember anything? I don't remember the letter, but this writing does look somewhat familiar. I do have a feeling that there was someone there next to me. Espella, are you alright? I think I remember Carmine. Really? You're right, I do know him. I definitely know Carmine. Carmine was here in this town. In fact, he was in this very shop. In this shop, Espella? But according to the townsfolk, they've never even heard of him. Yes, that's right. What they say contradicts what I remember. That's why I'm finding it so difficult to trust my own memories. Please don't let that deter you. We'd be grateful to hear what you know. According to my memory, Carmine was working here in this bakery. Yeah, but there are already two workers in the shop, right? Mr. Wright and Maya. Those two have also been working here making bread for some time now. Or at least, I'm not quite sure that must be the case. Mrs. Eclair and anyone else around here would soon tell you so. That's why I put no faith in my memory. This difference in perception is certainly intriguing, and the fact that Carmine worked here has me somewhat curious. Do you think the townsfolk could just be pretending not to know? I mean, maybe Carmine really was here and they're acting like they don't remember. After all, he did mention in that letter that he wrote that he escaped from Labyrinthia. How about we go and ask a few people around the town? No, Luke, I don't think that's a good idea. As you are no doubt well aware by now, a single word out of place can be enough to bring in the knights around us. Not only that, but I really cannot believe that Mrs. Eclair would pretend not to know it. She's always so straight with people, never two-faced. I see. Perhaps, Luke, we should be thankful that she took care of him. Yes, you're right, of course, Professor. By the way, in that letter, Carmine claimed that this town held a mysterious secret. He implied that he wanted me to solve Labyrinthia's mystery. Do you have any idea what that mystery could be? Labyrinthia's mystery? I'm sorry, but I've never even suspected that this town holds any secrets. Then what might have been that Carmine was investigating? What was Carmine investigating? Ah, I think I might know what it could be. One time Carmine asked me this. Why is it that whatever is written by the storyteller in Historia Labyrinthia always becomes fact? If that puzzle can be solved, then we will unravel the mystery of Labyrinthia, he said. So, Carmine didn't believe that's what's written must always come true either. Well, I'm not sure, but what? It's only natural that what's written in the book must come true, and it's hard for me to believe that both of you and Carmine could doubt this. Well, speaking for myself, I just can't believe it so easily. Nevertheless, to the people of Labyrinthia, it appears to be a matter of common sense, which is why those knights treated us with such suspicion. That's true, but are you saying that in your London there's no story? Well, there are certainly none that come true, as the Historia Labyrinthia does. In the world as we know it, such a notion is inconceivable. As I suspected, Carmine is from the same London as you two, so I suppose it makes perfect sense that you should all think that way. Incidentally, what action did Carmine take after he came to suspect the story? Well, Carmine often visited the Great Archive. The Great Archive? Yes, that's where all the volumes of the story are kept. You mean to say all previous volumes too? Yes, every volume of the story so far, all of them. I see. In other words, he wanted to confirm the authenticity of the story. But Professor, surely he wouldn't be in trouble if the witches just for looking at some books. As I recall, in the letter he sent to me, he wrote, I realized the town held a mysterious secret, and decided to get to the bottom of it. But before I could, they found me. I believe that was it, which probably means it wasn't just ordinary books he was investigating. It's quite likely that the books had something to do with the witches. So you mean Carmine came close to unraveling Labyrinthia's mystery, and therefore became the witch's target? Is that what you're suggesting? I believe that would be highly probable. But why did the witches? Espella, have there been any other stories involving witches before this? Oh yes, there have been many stories about them. All of these stories are also being kept in the Great Archive. Stories about witches are no doubt a source of considerable fear for the townsfolk. So why is it deemed necessary to keep such stories in the Great Archive? They're an important source of information for the Inquisition. Their prime objective is to capture witches and protect the people of the town. So you're saying that in order to fight the witches, it is essential to read about them and learn their ways? Yes, that's right. Stories involving the witches are under the authority of the Order of Knights. And the Order of Knights was established in order to protect the town of Labyrinthia. The storyteller, the Order of Knights, and the Inquisition, they are the ones who govern this town. The entire fate of Labyrinthia is decided by the Creator, otherwise known as the Storyteller. That personage is the weaver of all life in Labyrinthia, including the current horrifying story involving the actions of a witch. It then falls to the Order of Knights to protect the townsfolk from such events. The Knights not only protect the people, but also act as the storyteller's guide. And finally, the Inquisition is responsible for trying the witches in Witches' Court. Dun 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 dun. That is the manner in which this town is managed and order is maintained. Undoubtedly, it was the Order of Knights keeping peace during the parade we saw. That's right, the storyteller holds these parades from time to time. He gives the townsfolk the story that will determine their fate from that time onwards. The story this time involved a witch, which explains why the knights were on such high alert. I wonder what spells could be used this time, if only we could check that book. Just a moment, Espella. What was it you just said? Do you mean to say that there is a book about magic? Yes, there is, in the Great Archive. It describes all of the spells and provides the witches their wicked power. It is a special book used by the Knights of the Inquisition to aid them in their investigations. That's it. It must have been what Carmine was so interested in. He was investigating the witch's power. Of course, it's possible that he came upon a secret that he shouldn't have known. And that's why the witches attacked him? Indeed, Luke, that may well be the reason. The story, so respected by the people and the witches whom they fear, there could be a certain secret connecting those two in some way. Yeah, put up. Thought I'd bring up the little mystery screen again. Thank you, Espella. Seems we know where to begin with our investigation. So you'll be visiting the Great Archive? Yes, indeed. The book about magic that resides there may well provide a valuable clue towards unraveling the mystery of Labyrinthia. We better get going with our investigation straight away, right, Professor? Absolutely, Luke. We must solve this puzzle for Carmine's sake, as well as for our own. Mr. Layton. Please, take me along with you. I'm not sure that's wise. It might put you in more than a little trouble. It is likely that Carmine's investigations are what led him to being pursued by the witches. And if that's the case, the path we tread may well be fraught with danger. Even so, I really would like to help you. Talking with you both like this, I too have come to believe that there must be a secret to this town. I want to help you find the truth. Well, Espella, I suppose that settles it. From here on in, let's all do our very best to solve this mystery together. Yes, together. I'm the professor's apprentice, so if there's anything you need to know, just ask. You're not taking my spot. I was here first. Haha, thank you, Luke. I'll be sure to do that. Well then, without further ado, let's follow in Carmine's footsteps and visit the Great Archive. I'm quite certain that's where the clues are waiting to be found. Yes, let's go. Not you, Eve. I'm afraid you'll have to stay here until I get back. Oh, my pendant. I almost forgot it. That's a lovely pendant, Espella. It's very old. I can't even remember how old I was when I started wearing it. Right. Sorry to have kept you. Shall we leave for the Great Archive now? Oh, Espella, are you off about somewhere? Yes, I'm taking Mr. Layton and Luke to see the Great Archive. Is that so? Well, you might want to hurry. It looks like it might rain at any time. Oh yes, that reminds me. Could you get something while you're out? Just on the way back would be fine. Yes, of course. What can I get for you? Some goat's milk from Mary. I forgot to get some when I was at the market. Okay, I'll drop round to Mary's farm on the way back. Would you? There's a milk bucket ready around the back. Milk, you say? Naturally, our bakery uses only the finest goat's milk for our milk loaf. It's so fluffy and white and delicious. Cool, sounds great. Must be certain to try some later, Luke. I'm totally up for that. Sorry if I came across as rude earlier. Please, pay no thought. It's just that sometimes I get carried away when I'm pounding the dough like that. Well, it was kind of surprising to hear a big thump like that, even if you were just kneading the dough. And when you said, "Take that!" my heart nearly stopped. When I bake great bread, I guess I just feel the need to present it to the customer like that. So, you're both friends of Espella's? Glad to see she has friends like you. Looks like the knights have given up searching for us. Thank goodness. Yes, it seems all right, Luke. From the looks of things, we should be safe to explore a little more before making our way to the Great Archive. Get some more hint coins, at least. Did you two see the latest story? When you say latest, I to assume that these parades are held on a regular basis? You mean you didn't know that? People these days, no one knows a thing. Never mind, I'm a forgiving sort. I suppose I should fill the gaps in your knowledge. That's not very polite. Ahem. The storyteller appears in a parade before the common people whenever he writes a new story. It would be no overstatement to say that I spend every waking day looking forward to the stories that he provides. So you look forward to stories in which witches burn people? What? What are you saying? That only happens to be the story this time. Usually the storyteller writes the most wonderful stories. That's why I thought he'd give us a wonderful chapter today, too. Instead, I found myself caught up in the crowd. My glasses were broken, I was bitten by a dog. Pushed me down the stairs, bonked me on the head. Don't feel down. Every cloud has a silver lining, so they say. Don't feel down? Don't feel down, you say? Do I look like I'm feeling down? Bah! No way am I feeling down. If my unhappiness is recorded in the storyteller's pages, then so be it. Oh, sorrow. Oh, a part of me is such sweet sorrow. That was a really tortured joke. Seems not all stories are born equal. Why do I feel that a person's character might have something to do with it? I guess I can't talk to them, just scare the birds. Oh, Tutu, you caused quite a bit of commotion earlier. We weren't causing commotion. The storyteller's story is always right. And I cannot abide anyone saying otherwise. Then you believe that a witch will appear and commit some foul crimes? Of course I do. The storyteller decides everything that happens in the town. Whether folk meet with good fortune or ill, all that comes to pass is already decided by the storyteller. Whoever the victims are, they're probably up to no good on a regular basis. I spend every day as an upstanding citizen, so even if a witch does appear, I have absolutely nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about. There's no use pretending I am afraid of the witch. Oh, it's over for me. You ought to go home as soon as you can. Oh no, not again. Okay. At least it doesn't repeat the whole thing. Here we are. This is the Great Archive. Wow, it looked impressive from a distance, but now we're here, it's up close, it's huge. Just looking up at it makes my neck ache. Must have taken considerable time and manpower to erect a building of this size. Yes, it did. This building has become something of a symbol for the town. Huh? Hey, look at that roof over there. Looks like it suffered considerable fire damage at some point. Was there a major fire or something? Oh, that was... I've been listening for a while, and I must say, you two really are strange. Oh, it's you. That roof has been like that for some time. Certainly nothing new. Oh, really? If it's alright with you, could you tell us about it a little? You two never cease to amaze me with your incredible lack of knowledge. Well, I guess it couldn't hurt to tell you. This damage is from a legendary fire. The legendary fire. Yes, long, long ago, there was a huge fire that engulfed almost this entire town. The damage there occurred at that time. You can see other traces of the fire around town too, here and there. The entire town was engulfed in a huge fire. Of all the townsfolk who know about it, you're probably the only ones that don't. Thank you for filling us in. That certainly cleared a few things up. No problem. So if it so happens I had nothing better to do. Wasn't such a bad way to kill time. Anyway, I'll see you around. To think that even a building of this size could be affected by fire. The fire that spread through the town really must have been legendary. You're certainly right about that, Luke. That's probably why they titled it The Legendary Fire. Espella, is something the matter? Oh, no, nothing at all. Shall we make our way inside? Seems like there might be another puzzle here. Maybe I'll do one more puzzle before I call it. I'll do one more puzzle. It just won't do. It's completely unacceptable. What's unacceptable? There's no one in the world more splendid and inquisitive than Barnum. And yet every time it's the woman who gets to stand alongside the storyteller. It's so unfair. You mean the woman who is distributing the story to the crowd, is that right? To be honest, I found her a little scary. I'm sure it's all a plan of hers, to feel sorry for my poor Zuckums. Oh, if only I could get closer, I could offer my support. It would certainly be difficult to get close, what with that bustling crowd all around. Perhaps even dangerous. I'd fly. Huh? I could float down beside him. What? She can fly? Navigate Luke through the clouds and help him find the professor. Jumping down the holes in the clouds will drop Juke down to the level below. Likewise, jumping on fluffy clouds will go to the level above. Looks like I'm gonna have to go down below at some point. Stop it. This isn't where I want to go. Well, maybe it is. These controls are extremely awkward. At least it doesn't seem like this is extremely difficult. Okay. This is definitely somewhere I couldn't have made it before. I think I'm on the right track. Where's the finish? Oh, it's right there, huh? Oh, looks like I made it.
This is my answer. Oh, let me do the next one too.
Professor, I don't think she's coming back. We can only hope she manages to reach the man she's after. Alright, so I think I'm going to save it here, and we'll go to the Great Archive next time. I hope you enjoyed this, and we will have more of this on Sunday. We have Broken Sword 2 tomorrow, and on Monday. And then Wario Land 4 on Tuesday, Judgment on Wednesday, and Voice of Cards on Thursday. So I hope everyone has a great weekend, and we'll see you next time. Later.